South Africa's political and economic landscape is once again in the spotlight as Minister Pieter Groenewald has made headlines with a hardline approach to tender management, sending ripples across both government departments and private sectors that rely on public contracts. This move has stirred debate on the balance between accountability, efficiency, and economic empowerment, while also challenging long-standing practices in public procurement. Today, we take a deep dive into what this strategy entails, the history behind tender politics in South Africa, and what it could mean for the country moving forward. To fully appreciate the significance of Groenewald's latest actions, it is important to understand the historical backdrop of public tenders in South Africa. For decades, government contracts have been a major source of controversy, with allegations of corruption, favoritism, and lack of transparency plaguing multiple administrations. These issues have not only undermined public trust, but have also hindered economic growth, leaving small businesses and historically disadvantaged entrepreneurs struggling to gain fair access. Over the years, several attempts have been made to reform tender processes, including stricter regulations, digital oversight, and the establishment of anti-corruption bodies, yet challenges persist. It is against this backdrop that Groenewald's approach should be viewed, not just as an isolated policy change, but as part of a broader effort to redefine accountability in the awarding of public contracts. Minister Groenewald's strategy, as reported, involves tightening controls over the tender process, introducing more rigorous vetting mechanisms, and demanding higher levels of compliance from both government officials and private contractors. While critics argue that this could slow down essential projects and create bureaucratic bottlenecks, supporters maintain that it is a necessary step to ensure that public funds are used responsibly. This hardline stance appears to be designed to challenge entrenched networks of influence that have historically skewed contract awards in favor of politically connected individuals or firms. By insisting on stricter adherence to rules and greater transparency, Groenewald is positioning himself as a reformist figure within the government, one who is willing to confront vested interests and prioritize public accountability over convenience or expediency. Analysts suggest that this strategy could have far-reaching implications for South Africa's political economy. On one hand, businesses that have previously relied on informal networks to secure contracts may face difficulties adjusting to the new standards, potentially leading to resistance or pushback. On the other hand, smaller and more competitive firms may find new opportunities opening up, creating a more level playing field and fostering entrepreneurship. The potential benefits extend beyond individual companies, as a more transparent tender process could improve public confidence in government institutions and encourage greater investment from both local and international stakeholders. It is also important to consider the broader political context in which these changes are taking place. South Africa's ruling party has faced ongoing criticism over issues of governance, accountability, and corruption. In this environment, a minister taking a hardline approach to tenders can be interpreted in multiple ways: as a genuine effort to clean up the system, as a political maneuver to gain credibility, or as a combination of both. Key figures within the opposition have expressed cautious optimism, acknowledging that reform is overdue but warning that implementation will be the true test. Meanwhile, civil society organizations have called for continued monitoring to ensure that reforms do not inadvertently disadvantage the very communities they are meant to empower. Recent developments suggest that Groenewald is not shying away from confrontation. Reports indicate that certain projects and tenders are being paused or reevaluated to comply with the new standards. This has created friction in some sectors, but it also sends a strong message about the seriousness of the reforms. Observers note that while these measures may create short-term disruptions, the long-term goal is to establish a system where tender awards are determined by merit, capacity, and integrity, rather than by political or personal connections. The potential impact on governance culture could be significant, setting a precedent for other ministries and departments to adopt similar approaches. Public reaction has been mixed, reflecting the complex nature of tender politics in South Africa. Business leaders, economists, and community representatives are weighing the immediate challenges against potential long-term gains. Some have expressed concern over delays in project execution, which could affect service delivery and economic growth. Others have praised the emphasis on transparency and accountability, arguing that such reforms are essential to rebuild trust in government institutions and create a fairer economic environment. The ongoing discourse highlights the delicate balance between enforcing rules and maintaining efficiency, a challenge that any reform-minded minister must navigate carefully. Looking ahead, the success of Groenewald's strategy will depend on several factors. Effective implementation requires adequate staffing, training, and resources to enforce the new standards consistently. Equally important is the political will to resist pressure from influential actors who may seek to undermine the reforms. Continuous monitoring and evaluation will be necessary to identify areas of improvement, address unintended consequences, and ensure that the objectives of fairness, transparency, and efficiency are met. If managed successfully, this approach could serve as a model for other sectors and ministries, demonstrating that South Africa can confront long-standing issues of corruption and mismanagement without stifling economic activity. In conclusion, Minister Pieter Groenewald's hardline tender strategy represents a bold step in the ongoing effort to reform public procurement in South Africa. While it brings challenges and invites scrutiny, it also offers an opportunity to reshape governance practices, enhance accountability, and provide equitable access to economic opportunities. The coming months will be crucial in determining whether these reforms will deliver tangible results or face resistance that slows progress. We want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think Minister Groenewald's approach will lead to meaningful change, or is it likely to face obstacles that limit its impact? Share your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all developments in South Africa's political and economic landscape. Your engagement helps foster a community where informed discussion and accountability thrive, and we look forward to continuing this conversation with you.